Hello and welcome to AI4. Our next session will be led by Radha Sankaran, Executive Director, Customer Experience, AI and ML-Driven Innovation, and Anil Kumar, who is the Executive Director, Global Technology Solutions, AI and ML-Driven Personalization. Both speakers are coming to you from Verizon. Please join me in welcoming our speakers to the virtual stage as they turn on their cameras and start sharing their screen.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. All right. As we talk about what AI-driven one-to-one personalized customer experiences are, I would be remiss if I were not to quote what an Indian author, Amit Ray, said that's very poignant in this era of artificial intelligence. It's more about leveraging AI from an emotional intelligence into our leadership than anything else. What is one-to-one personalization? For us, it is really a deep understanding of our customers and their journey with us so that we can enable actionable insights throughout their engagement with us. Anil, your thoughts?
And you can imagine if somebody tells you when you go to a store or you come to a site that you are just a customer versus somebody tells you, hey, Anil, how are you? That makes a difference. Why? But now if you see, you're personalizing the experience. You know who the customer is, whether they come to the site or they walk into your store. But if you don't know about them, then they become average. And we are saying no one is average.
True that. Our journey, thus far, really, we began this transformation in early 2019 itself, where we have established a position as front runners in this space because we squarely shifted our focus on the customer and established platforms, tools, and technologies that enabled us to operationalize our strategies. Anil, I'd like your thoughts on this as well from a technology perspective.
Definitely. As Radha said, right, our journey thus far. You can imagine right now, data is a currency. And if you truly want to personalize anybody's experience, you need to know about them and how you can find about them without data. So that's the biggest challenge in the industry, and Verizon is no different. So we started with data. We started collecting all the data from touch points and other areas. And at the same time, when you collect data, the second challenge everybody faces is privacy. And so far, we are trying to curate the data and make sure that we keep in mind privacy of our customers. And with the COVID-19 hit, as you can imagine, everybody is working from home. The privacy is at front runner. We want to make sure that all the data we collect, we keep it very secure for our customers. Back to Radha.
True that. Yeah, true that, Anil, which is really why we believe we have been positioned as a first mover in this COVID reality. How did we go about this, really? We developed or adopted a four-pronged approach. To what Anil earlier said, data was the biggest challenge, and that's where our initial focus has been. The idea was really to build a 360 view of our customers that will allow us to scale one-to-one personalization. Based on that, we wanted to be able to leverage algorithmic decisioning that will, allow us to make that right next best decision for our customers. From there on, we moved into more of an omni one-click orchestration that we put in place that will allow us then to build a real-time measure of success.
As you heard from Radha, building the 360-degree view. What does do for us? Once we have 360 degree of the customer, means we know each and everything about the customer, so we can personalize. And as you can see, we have put together our strategy on 4 pillars. And sometimes people ask me, hey, why to leverage algorithmic decisioning? And I have only one answer for everyone. Think about a scenario when humans makes decisions, you cannot trace back what was the thought process, what they were thinking at the time when they made a decision. But if you move towards algorithmic decisioning, means whether it's wrong or right, I'm not going to get into that. At least you can trace back why the machine made a decision and what was the reasoning behind that. At the same time, enabling the omni-channel one-click orchestration. Why that is important. Customer don't care whether you launch a great digital website or you have a great store. What they want, that they want to get served with personalization wherever they come, whether they come to the store, whether they call your call center, whether they come to your digital website. And that's why omni-channel one-click is important. So you can serve your customer with personalization on every touch point they come to. And then again, real time. You can imagine that business is moving at lightning speed. And if we don't take decisions, if we don't do real time measurement, then we are going to be left behind. And that's the reason we put together our strategy to do one-on-one personalization based on these 4 pillars.
Absolutely. And the real-time measure also allows us to get that feedback loop on what our customers are really choosing, and enables us to personalize even further using algorithmic decisioning. Do you want to take a stab at how we started on this journey in terms of the Customer 360, Anil?
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned in the beginning of this presentation, that data is now another currency. And if you don't have enough data about a customer, you will not be able to stitch the story together who this customer is. So first and foremost, we put all the data together in one place, and then we stitch that story together by cleansing the data, curating that data around customer. Because if you put customer in the center, then you know exactly what is happening with them currently, what happened with them in past, and what is going to happen with them in future. So if you see the bottom part of this whole pyramid is all about getting the data right, stitching the data around the customer, curating the data. Once we have that data put together, then we can start doing personalization. And how we can do personalization? Basically, now we have stitched the data together. We know what was the customer behavior when they came on our site, what they were browsing, what they were doing. At the same time, if they pick up the phone and call our call center, we know what are their demands, what are the challenges faced by the customer, or they walk into the store. So once we have this 360-degree of the customer, we are able to get contextual insight about that customer. And on the top, it becomes the 360-degree. And the reason we are calling it 360-degree, regardless from which angle customer is going to come to us, we will be able to get right there and right then the insight about the customer and serve the customer in one-on-one personalization way.
Absolutely. And it's all about, the contextual insights, as Anil just put, right? But from a customer 360, we want to be able to evolve to a point where we can actually be able to simulate consumer behavior and optimize them for the right experiences. So it is, basically being able to take what we have laid down foundationally as part of the Customer 360 and get as much of personalization as possible for our customers. Now, with regards to data to actionable insights, really to the point that Anil made earlier, data is at the core of everything that we want to do. That's the main theme. And we want to understand who our customer is and what is happening around them. That leads us to a lot of visual analytics as well as advanced analytics about our customers, and to be able to build that unified customer intelligence record so that we can understand truly how we want to personalize experiences for them.
Absolutely, as Radha said, and I'm not going to go back and again explain the data. As I said many times, data is a new currency. Once you have stitched the data together and you know who is the customer, you definitely needs to know what is happening around that customer and why that is important. As you can imagine, today the lines are getting blurred between physical and digital. Whether customer walks into the store, they want to have digital experience in physical store. If they are on your website and something goes wrong, they want to have that human touch. They don't want to feel like they are not getting that human touch, or they are not going to get that help in the need. As everybody says, that physical strategy people are putting together, they always call about 3 I's: immediacy, immersive, and interaction. And those 3 things can happen only if you know what is happening around the customer. So that's why it is so important to know what is happening to the customer. To be very specific, think about a scenario. If somebody walks into your store and you can literally tell why they walked into the store and you can serve their needs, that will be true one-on-one personalization, and the customer will get a very delightful experience. And that's what we are trying to do with the visual analytics and discovery. As Radha mentioned earlier, once you know who is the customer, you know what is happening to the customer, and you can visually depict what's going on, you can easily determine what actions needs to be taken. And that's why we are calling it data to actionable insights.
Absolutely. So that brings us to the algorithmic decisioning, right? Our journey through this algorithmic decisioning has been very, very fascinating, as all the data and the models that we create are only as good as it gives us the ability to make the right next best decision or offer that next best experience for our customers. So, and I say it's fascinating because it has helped us learn tremendously along the way, and we continue to learn and grow from it. So from data to the AI ML models to a common AI decisioning real-time engine, we are able to do that one-click omni-channel orchestration for our customers, to all the earlier points that Anil made about being able to, present a digital experience within a physical store or a human touch through a digital experience, trying to blur the lines between both the physical and the digital, and really trying to serve our customers where they want to be best served with the customer in mind.
Absolutely. As Radha mentioned, and I said earlier, that algorithmic decisioning is very important. And we are moving towards algorithmic decisioning because there is a traceability, there is an explainability. Why we are taking a decision, what is the reason behind it? So we are moving towards algorithmic decisioning. Of course, we are building lots and lots of model, and we are making real-time decisions. The reason we are making real-time decisions, because as you know, people come to your site that is kind of inbound, or you send them to a campaign, whether it's about a new iPhone, or it may be Android or something else. You send lots and lots of campaign. At the same time, you engage your customers through media. People do ads, whether you go to Google or some other websites, they target through ads. If you don't combine these 3 things together in a real-time fashion, then you are going to lose the customer attention and you will not be able to personalize. And reason behind that, think about a scenario. If you have sent an outbound campaign, and when customer clicks on that outbound campaign, you show a offer page. Now, if they move away from that offer page and they don't feel that they are still eligible for that offer, or they are not getting the consistent experience, then you're going to lose the customer. And that's why we are trying to connect all three together through the real-time decisioning engine. So that way we can provide a consistent experience, whether you come to the website, whether you get a campaign from us, or we are targeting you through the ad channels.
Absolutely. So that what is really the tenet here, right? What is our internal strategy? So the tenet really, as we've been talking through these, through this time, is that we want to curate raw data into intelligence, right? And which then we want to be able to publish through a common insight marketplace for consumption across our business and our technology teams. Then this, along with an indexed and contextual documentation, enables teams to ideate omni-channel experiences for our customers. So really, it's a process of data sourcing to an intelligence creation, then being able to publish that intelligence through an AI marketplace and making it available for the omni-channel engagement.
Great. Thank you, Radha. And let me take one step back. I don't want people to take away that this IaaS we have put on the top is infrastructure as a service. It's intelligence as a service. We are defining the new term as an intelligence as a service, not infrastructure as a service. That's a pretty old term. We are trying to create intelligence as a service across our enterprise. And I'm not going to go over again these pillars. From data sourcing all the way to the omni-channel engagement, we want to make sure that whatever data we collect and we create intelligence, it's available across all channels to all employees and all of our customers as an intelligence as a service. And that's how we can provide consistent one-on-one personalization for our customers.
Absolutely. So as a culmination of all of this, right, why would we establish the strategy, the intelligence as a service strategy, the intelligence, the decisioning, the real-time decisioning, et cetera, is really to drive personalization use cases. So the culmination of our AI/ML platform, our tools and technologies is really to the ability for us to enable all of these personalization, not just as use cases, but at scale for the customers base that we have within Verizon. And we've been able to exactly do that across customer service, be it in terms of predicting the intent of why customers are calling us and then deflecting them to the right experiences or directing them to the right experiences or routing them to the right agents, through our sales and marketing pillars in terms of doing real-time marketing for them and campaign personalization, as Anil mentioned earlier. And as part of our overarching experiences, for the customer experience organization, really, our network performance transparency and being able to do some moments that matter for our customers in terms of, bill accident forgiveness, etc. So really, it's our ability to predict the reason why customers call us and proactively reach out to them for moments that matter. Our AI-driven personalization strategy is truly serving us, or helping us serve our customers, the Verizon customers, in the best way possible.
As Radha mentioned, and I'm not going to go into all the use case we are solving through AI-driven personalization, we have more than 100 plus use case which we are solving through the AI personalization. But just to touch upon what Radha said, in customer service area, as Radha mentioned, think about a scenario if you are calling in a call center and we can match you to the right agent. It will solve your problem in less time. At the same time, it's a win-win situation. It's a win situation for the customer because they are now talking to the right agent and their problem is getting solved faster than ever. At the same time, on our side, we will spend less time with the customer, means the agent can serve other customers in the time what is saved from matching the right customer to the right agent. Same way in experience or in sales and marketing. As I said, the lines are getting blurred between all different channels. That's why we are putting more and more effort to provide the consistent experience and personalize the experience. We are not trying to just optimize the experience, but we are trying to personalize the experience. Means if Anil calls or Anil walks into the store or Anil comes to the website, we recognize Anil needs and personalize everything according to Anil. With that, I'll hand back to the Radha.
Yeah, to really, as I said, the culmination of all of this, to Anil's earlier point, is to be able to understand who our customers are, leveraging data and intelligence, and then deciding, what's the next best experience for the customer based on everything that's happening around that customer. This has truly served us extremely well. And as I said, we started this journey in 2019, and we will continue to do this as we evaluate and, mature as an organization. Thank you.
And I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who joined us today for AI4 session. And I'm sure me and Radha, we will bring more and more sessions like this as we get more and more mature in our AI/ML practice within Verizon. Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anil and Radha, for that incredible presentation. All right, a big virtual round of applause for the both of you. And for people that are looking for their next session, you can go ahead and check out the program page or take some time to connect with your peers with some virtual networking. Thank you again, and we'll see you around.